Yeah, we're only a few minutes late. So Lady Shell and I are getting together, kind of doing this one-off kind of thing, where we are putting together an oceanic-based themed one-shot. And what we're going to do is use some existing assets, which would be modules and things that I've collected over the months. And I'm going to help Lady Shell understand this process and the rest of you. And hopefully you'll get something out of this, because that's definitely one of my goals is to help you guys understand Fantasy Grounds. So I'm just going to kind of do my own process. And as I go, I'll explain some things. And if Lady Shell, if you have any questions, or if the chat, just let me know.
Will do. Now I see a screen. Yay!
Yay. Okay, so basically this is my blank canvas. I don't really have a whole lot going on here, not too busy or anything. I'm still using the Founders Day Weekend Festival theme. And I changed my dice to blue and white to kind of give it the theme of the ocean. And I changed the background to kind of a bluish, darker color. And now I'm going to go to Library. And I'm going to show you the things that I have loaded that I might draw upon, I might not use at all. So first of all, I have these versatile NPCs. So there's a list here, and I might be able to use one of these, like maybe a pirate captain or something like that. I'm using a bunch of Rob 2E's coding effects just in case. Probably won't need them, but you never know. There's an accessory called Pirate Adventures. And what this does is it gives you some background information and some lore and even some imagery that you might want to use during your one-shot. I also have the 3 adventures opened, which are the encounters on the Savage Seas, so I might use some of that stuff. I have most of the core books loaded, and I don't see the monster manual. That's pretty amazing. I have the Conquering Heroes, and I have Chris's ship starter meanders, so I'm definitely going to use that. I found a little short adventure called Smuggler's Grotto. I might take a look at that. And then there's all this other stuff like Ghost of Salt Marsh. I might use the ships in there. Adaptable NPCs might give me some more NPCs to look at. Oh yeah, there's Apothecary and a Hermit and all kinds of cool stuff in here. So I might use 1 or 2 of these. And then also I have some pre-gens, and I have these villains and lairs set up in case I want to use that. And there's another supplement called Captains and Cannons, which is another supplement that helps give you NPCs, some maps. There's some ship descriptions in here. You have the cost and the size and the speed of them. Also, Ultimate NPC Skullduggery. So these are put out by Nord Games. And what these are a bunch of NPCs that can be used in your campaign. And what they've done is they've created different NPCs at different levels. So if you want to use one of these guys for a boss or a lieutenant, that would probably be pretty cool. So we'll go through some of this stuff if we need to, and we'll use this just to throw something together. I just loaded up a bunch of things that I thought would probably help in this process. I probably won't use 90% of it, but at the moment I might use it. So we'll see. So I'm going to go ahead and close that, and I'm going to close the library for right now. And I'm thinking of a theme like to do with oceans, docks, and stuff like that. And since I don't really have a story created, a lot of this is going to be made up, theater of the mind, but I want to make sure I have some material to go off of so that I'm not stuck, or, you know, I don't get miscombobulated or anything. And if I did, oh well. So here we go. Huh?
No, I just laughed.
Oh.
You said discombobulated.
Miscombobulated. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and bring up a map. And I went ahead and kind of looked at this ahead of time. I kind of cheated. But this is a docked ship. And this is one of Chris from Game Tile Warehouse, is one of his map meanders. So I'm going to start with this, I think, and I'm going to make a little adventure for the NPCs, or for the characters. So first of all, I want to rename this. So right now it says map, ship, starter, pirate, galleon, docked. Well, that's fine, but I don't really need to see that for the players. I want them to see something else. So what I'm going to do is unlock it. And Shell. Should we call this Lady Shell the name of the ship?
Sure, why not?
The Lady Shell is the name of the ship. So I call it the Lady Shell docked. And I'm going to go ahead and click on not identified. So what that means is the players are only going to see this. They will not see the name of the actual map, just in case it's a boss lair or something like that. And I'm also going to right click on the map and I'm going to add a layer, which is the grid. Now, if you are playing in Fantasy Grounds and you already have a grid on here, you'll have to line that up. But since this one doesn't really have a grid, I'll just zoom in and kind of use this as a point of reference so that I can line this up pretty good. And I know that between 50 and 60 is usually pretty good. Maybe 48, something like that.
Isn't someone making new extension that helps you line up your things, like if you're on a map that's already has grid marks on it, but it doesn't want to line up? Isn't there some kind of
it's a tool.
Extension or a tool?
Map Align is a tool that you can use to do that ahead of time to make sure that everything's lined up.
That's good to know. And you can probably find that on the Fantasy Grounds forum, right?
That's right.
Okay.
So if you're having trouble lining up existing lines, Fantasy Grounds will make it hard if the photo that you're importing isn't a good quality or if it's crooked, something like that. So there's a utility that you can use to resize the image before you bring it into Fantasy Grounds. That way you know it's scaled correctly. So that's a good way to get around that fact. And this map here, I notice there's a lot of things on here. It looks like they're offloading or loading cargo. So that's something I want to keep in mind. So I'm going to go ahead and create some notes.
I think this is a really good tool to use that maybe
the notes?
A lot about to use your notes to help you decide what you're going to be doing.
So I haven't decided what the cargo is, but it looks like a bunch of supplies. I don't even really have to worry too much about what exactly it is, but if there's something on the ship,
I would think that maybe food, because I mean you're on an island. Maybe that they were shipping in food that can't, because I mean sure the island's gonna have fish, but maybe not some other kinds of crops that would be maybe inland more.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Yeah, so this is going to be like a cargo day where they're loading and unloading the ship. It's going to take 24 hours, and you are going to be on leave from the ship. But the ship can also have other problems. Maybe they have a rat infestation. Perhaps they have lights and bed bugs and stuff like that. There could also be contraband on the ship. So perhaps the captain didn't tell you that he was smuggling something illegal, such as a captive or perhaps something worse. Or maybe it's some sort of material or items that are not allowed in the kingdom that you're in. So
maybe
I'm going to leave...
a stowaway.
Correct, a stowaway. So that would be a good plot line for this cargo ship. So this isn't actually a cargo ship, but it holds a lot of cargo and it stores a lot. So this is a day when you come to the docks and you're actually loading and unloading. So I think that would be a good place to start, is the cargo. What is it? Or maybe you'll make a parcel that has some of the important parts of the cargo that you're looking for in the adventure. You can use that cargo to tie in to Salt Marsh or one of your other oceanic themed ship adventures. So this is just to hopefully get you to understand how to use Fantasy Grounds in a quick way. So I'm just going to put cargo with a question mark. I have no idea exactly what the cargo is, but I'm going to go ahead and I got the ship here. And now that I kind of have it sized where I want it to be, I'm going to go ahead and close it. And now I got to figure out, are we just going to have the adventure right on the docks, or do I want at least one other map? So I'm going to go ahead and go to Maps and Images. And ahead of time, I've already imported these maps. Now these are from Chris's recent Kickstarter. And there was 4 maps in there that were waterfront maps. So I have this one here, which looks like a bunch of hovels and trading and things like that. So I might do something with this. And then the next map is just like an establishment. Perhaps it's an inn. Like maybe the party members are staying at an inn right on the docks. They only got 24 hours, so. Here's some other establishments, maybe some warehouses and storage areas. Looks like some fishing boats. This could be used very effectively. And this last one looks like homes, or perhaps there's some shops or something. So there's a lot of variety here that you can use for your secondary map. So I think, I don't know, which one do you want to use, Shell? We have, number 1 is just kind of like a trade area. Number 2, it looks like storage. Number 3 looks like stores. And number 4 looks like dwellings.
I think the one that looks the most like maybe the tavern could be on
Okay.
the docks.
Yep. So I think
I would like to see some pirates.
Okay. So that's not it. Let me go to the second one. Yes, there it is. So this is kind of like a establishment. Maybe there's food, gambling, debauchery, all that kind of stuff. And if you wanted to take this inside, you would probably need to come up with some sort of interior map for a tavern. So I might look at that too. But this is the dock area. And we're going to connect this with the other map. So what do you want to call this place, the establishment? This is usually where people get hung up too, is the names.
Yeah, I know. We should have had a list here.
So we got a salty dog, or the
yeah, go ahead with salty dog, because I'm not.
Or Kraken's Rest.
Oh, I like that.
The Kraken's Rest is the name of this seedy tavern, or we haven't established that yet, but
it's probably going to be seedy. Well, you've already had a Kraken in your introductory. Yeah, introductory.
So the Kraken's Rest
video, picture. Hey, I am Dave Johnson. Welcome to the chat.
The Kraken's Rest.
Rockport Inn.
Oh, okay. Rockport Inn. That sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
So the Kraken's Rest sounds like a thug place. Rockport Inn sounds a little bit more upscale. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Well, that's why the pirates are going to come and try and make it seedy.
Okay, so we'll call it the Rockport Inn.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the Kraken's Rest is the name of a place where the hideout is or something.
Right.
So the Rockport Inn, now I'm going to make this unidentified, so they don't see this city waterfront thing. The characters will see the Rockport Inn. And I'm going to zoom in here, and I want to basically add a grid to this, just in case we use this map. So I'm going to right-click.
And I have an idea.
Sure.
Maybe it used to be called the Kraken's Rest, and these people just took over, and now the people that formerly owned it are pissed off because they want their tavern back, and they send the pirates to go and wreck things.
Awesome.
That's my spur-of-the-moment story.
That's great. I like it. So go to Layers and Set Grid, and I'm going to use these lines to kind of give me a frame of reference. So
sure, why not use the lines that are there already?
Yeah,
there
50. I think we'll do it.
Yeah. How wide are those planks?
They're probably about a foot or so.
Okay.
Maybe no more than that.
Oh, so they're way too small.
Yep. So there we go. There's the grid. And if we're going to use that map, there's a couple things I want to do. First of all, I want to link it to my notes. So we have this. And then I want to link it to the ship. So here's the ship. And as you can see, the docks kind of match up. You can technically kind of match these things up to where it kind of makes sense. And then I'm going to link them together. And even the water matches, so that's cool. So I'm going to link the ship map to the dock. And I'm going to link this waterfront to the ship dock area. That way, if I have to go back and forth, they're linked together. So for instance, if I have this map up and all of a sudden we move towards the ship, all I have to do is click on this link and it brings the ship up. Then when I want to go back to Rockport Inn, I just click on this link and it brings that ahead.
I love to link back and forth. It is a really useful tool.
It really is. And now, I think we need to come up with an NPC or a villain or some kind of encounter. So you're saying that the pirates show up to cause trouble. They want to take their establishment back?
No, it's not that the pirates owned it. It's whoever was the owner of the Kraken's Inn before hired the pirates to come and, cause trouble. Make it, so that people are dissatisfied with the new ownership. Maybe they'll want the old owners back.
Okay, that works. So there's a few things I want to do here. First of all, I want to find some NPCs. So I'm going to go to the library. Now, I have quite a few already available, but I definitely want to load the monster manual, just in case.
Yeah. Always handy to have extra monsters around.
That's right. And here's the monster manual. And if I click on this, it'll click load, and that way it'll be available to me. Right. And then I'm also going to look at some of Kobold Press's modules. They have some really cool aquatic creatures.
Oh, cool.
So I'm going to search by author. So Kobold Press has the Creature Codex, which I'm going to load.
Oh, I love Creature Codex. I actually did a review on our website for Creature Codex.
And also, they had one other really cool book, and that was the Tome of Beasts, which came out earlier.
Yeah, that one's cool too.
So those are both big monster manuals on top of the standard one. And then they make other products, but I'm not going to go into that now, but they have a demon cults and societies and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and close this now. So now I've loaded some resources up. So I need to come up with an encounter or two. So I think we might have to have an interior. What do you think?
Yeah. If you would like, you can borrow my from the Turtle Sphere teaser, the inside of the inn. That'll work.
Let me take a look.
If you gotta find it, it's in Turtle Sphere teaser, because you don't have the upgraded one, because I'm still working on it.
Yeah.
But that, or wait a minute, was that I think the inside one was the one that wasn't loading, but we fixed it.
Yep. Let's. I don't know which.
It as you last.
Yeah, I don't know which one I have loaded, so. But I will. I will find something.
Okay.
Let's see. Now I know that Chris had a meander map that basically has like a farm town, and I'm going to take a look at that.
Well, it's Fantasy Cities. He has indoor.
Right.
There.
Let's see. So I'm going to add some of those to the map area, and they're already sized for Fantasy Grounds because I don't have those imported just yet. So when I open up the map, I've made a section here, and it's called Oceanic One-shot, and that's where all these maps are that I'm using. I also have just a plain ocean and a reef that's kind of barely visible underneath the ocean. So if we decide to take a voyage, we have those. And while I'm doing that, Shell, let's see what the crowd wants for pirates and such. Let's start thinking of some names while I load up these maps. And maybe perhaps we'll get people to help us build some of the encounters, like for quantities and what the CR level is. Because I think the party members are 3rd level, so that'll be pretty good. Won't be so first level-ish. Let's see.
Speaking of Chris, he's in our chat.
All right. Hey, Chris. Game Tile Warehouse, baby. Hey, Tough. What's going on? I haven't seen you in a while.
If you look in the chat,
Yeah.
where we're at, I put the inside of the building if you want to use that.
Okay. So, let's see. I'm going to go find my collection of Kickstarter maps. And,
Okay.
let's see. All right. Kickstarter. Yeah, I have a folder called Chris, and it's got like 50,000 maps in it. Okay.
With another 50,000 on the way.
That's right. There's so many maps that I don't... Oh, here it is. This is the one I want. Yeah. I do like the map from the Turtle Sphere, too.
Okay.
But this one is really... I'm familiar with it, so I really like this map. So I'm going to drag it from my desktop into the folder here. So it's a tavern interior. And that works just right for a small encounter. So it's probably one of these smaller buildings that is displayed here in this photo here of the Rockport Inn.
I've been in that building before.
So this is the actual interior.
Yeah. Isn't that where we played that pig game?
Yep.
What was it called? Something pig?
Yep. Bumpy Pig.
Bumpy Pig. Calchus is in the chat also.
Hey, Calchus. So anyhow, this is the Rockport Inn interior. That's what we're going to call it. And I'm going to turn the ID off because I only want them to see that. They don't need to see the title, the real title. And then I'm going to go ahead and place it and pin it right here on one of these buildings. So I think it closely resembles this one down here. Let's see, yeah, because your fire stack is over here. Yeah, it makes total sense. So I'm going to go ahead and link this here. So this is the actual Rockport Inn. The other buildings might be the owners or some other merchants. So we'll use that too. So I'm going to go ahead and drag this over. So here's the Rockport Inn interior, and the other one's outside. So now we have also, I'm going to link, when the people go outside the door, I want them to be able to realize that this is where they're coming out of. So I'm going to link this map to this map here. And that's right at the door. So this is going to go outside right in here by these crates. There's another door that leads further into the buildings. So that will be, on this map, it'll probably go further into these buildings. So that's what I'm going to do with that. So now we have 3 decent maps to use, courtesy of Game Tile Warehouse. And what we're going to do now is start designing our encounter. So this has become a little bit more complex because of what we've added to the actual repertoire of maps. So you got 3 maps. One could be a starting map, one could be an exploration map, and one could be the actual encounter. So that's kind of how I'm going to set this up. So I think to get the flavor, I think the players get off the ship, they disembark, they're given their orders. They explore the dock area a little bit. Perhaps they do a little shopping. They look around. Maybe they see some vendors or rats or something like that. And then they decide they want to unwind. So they end up going into this tavern, and that's where the actual encounter takes place. So I think that'll work really well. So does anybody have any input on what they would like to see for the encounter? Now, we're just doing pirates and proprietors and, you know, kind of the standard stuff. But if you want to do something extravagant, I need some details. So let's start with the bartender. And what we're going to do is build this thing out. So we're going to start from the encounter. Then we're going to put a couple, maybe a vendor or something out here. And then we're going to use this docked ship as their starting point. So let's see. I'm going to go to NPCs. And I have all these different sources loaded, so I should have plenty of stuff in here. So
Chris has an idea.
Sure.
He said, let's have some standard pirates and drinkers. Then, while drinking, there's a rumble and a tentacle suddenly bursts through the floor.
Nice.
And General Wedge Antilles wants a drow. Wow. He's really out of his place.
So
Hopefully he's inside.
So here's 3 pirates.
Oh, you got some names?
Yeah. So here's Kyle Zock the pirate.
Cool.
And he's high level. He's a chaotic evil, large monstrosity. What is he?
General Wedge Antilles suggests that the drow be the bartender.
Oh, cool. So he's he must be like a, what do you call it? Either a demon or maybe he's some sort of, oh wow, he has a charge.
A demon pirate? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a ranger too.
Chris says make the waiter a gelatinous cube.
He cleans up. Here's a pirate veteran. Here we go. Perfect. So here's the boss. And then here's the little minions.
Oh,
perfect.
Cool.
So this is why I like the villains and layers, because it already has things sort of set up for you. And then all you have to do is adjust them accordingly. So they have pack tactics, which is cool for pirates.
Yeah.
And I'm going to switch these icky tokens out. So this is a CR3 pirate, and then there's 3 pirate, maybe max, or maybe up to 3. So I'm going to make a random encounter with this, and I'm going to base it off of... no, actually, I'll just make it a planned one. So let's go to... Let's see. We'll go to the encounters. And I'm going to go ahead and make a new section here. Oceanic themed. And now I'm going to go ahead and create the encounter. So we have Pirate Veteran. We got to have a better name for him than that. We'll call what?
I was looking up some names, and I found one name that I liked. Calico Jack.
Calico Jack.
Yeah, it's a cool name. I think it's an actual pirate. It was giving some name because it had years that they were around. So I'm assuming it was somebody that was.
So Calico Jack.
Is that our bartender? Oh,
No,
is
this
the
is the
pirate.
pirates. We'll get
Okay.
to those guys. So he
Okay.
has a leather armor and a buckler shield. And he has 55 hit points. I lowered him just a little bit. And he has a 14
Okay.
strength. So yeah. That's awesome. So he's
Good.
a little bit tougher than his compatriots here.
Well, he's the lead guy. Should be a little tougher.
Yeah. They have a melee weapon, a ranged weapon. Perfect. Yep. Okay, so it says the pirate makes 2 melee attacks. So these guys they all get 2 attacks.
Do you need some more pirate names?
Let's just call this Calico's lackeys or something. Or I'm not
Because
sure.
I've got another name for him. I am Dave Johnson.
Okay.
He's got Flint, Mad Dog, McGee. I like that. The Mad Dog is in quotes. And then McGee, MC, capital G-E-E.
All right. Flint, Mad Dog McGee is his right-hand man.
Yeah.
So we'll have the boss, and we'll have his right-hand man, his mate, and then I will look for some thugs or something.
Okay.
So let's see.
And the thugs can just be thugs because you
Yeah.
know you're always in trouble if they have a name. If they're just thug, they're not as good as Flint, Mad Dog,
Whoa,
McGee.
Dark Depths Thug. What is that?
What is that?
Dark
Oh, is that from
Depths
that
Thug.
same?
Oh, it's a
Is it from the
Sahuagin.
same? Ooh.
They're Sahuagins.
Hey, maybe they recruited a Sahuagin to be in their gang. They could.
Yeah, it says Dark Depths Thugs. So maybe they summon them and they come up out of the ocean to attack.
Cool.
I think that's awesome. I like it. So it's a lot more diverse. So you have 2 somewhat powerful pirates, and then you have 2 or 3 of these Sahuagins, and they're all lawful evil, so it makes sense.
Okay.
I love it. Okay. So now I'm going to change these tokens out. So let's see what we got here. One pirate, really?
They're all gonna look the same.
Uh-huh. Let
Well,
me...
hey, could be worse. Could be a letter P. Don't forget your main guy is a drow.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, you haven't made him yet. You haven't
Nope.
made him yet, right?
Not yet. So let's see. Character pogs, character tokens.
I know you have lots of drow.
Mm-hmm. You know, I'm going to go through some of these and take a look. So
That pirate, the accessory, didn't it have tokens that came with it?
yeah, they're pogs. I mean, that's not bad.
Oh, just those 2.
But
Okay.
yeah, see, there's a lot of pogs. But I want to look at something more. Let's see. No pirates there.
Are there any pirates in the salt marsh?
There probably is, but they're probably pogs.
Oh.
That's the problem with that is. So here's a bunch of heroes. They don't really look like pirates, of course. I'm really surprised. This guy might pass for... Let's see. So this is where I end up losing a lot of my time. So here's a human striker. That looks kind of cool. Here's a drow Azamar. I got a perfect guy for the drow bartender. Let's see. I know I had a collection called Pirates or Ocean or something like that.
Oh, what's that big white thing? Is that something with wings?
Yeah, it looks like a celestial.
Oh, okay. that a cow? Some kind of animal. I don't think we're
Let's
gonna
see.
have a cow unless that's what we were trading stock.
True. I know that I have so many tokens that I don't even know what I have because I got too many. So this is one thing you want to remember when you're making this, your modules and things is, take the time to sort through your tokens and make your own collections. Because by having all these, I have no clue what's in them unless I open up every single one. So that's one downfall of having too many of these modules. I mean,
Good
you're
thing we
always,
have 3 hours.
yeah, no doubt. So I've loaded a lot of the Devon Knight heroic ones, but they don't really tell you what they are. It just says chaotic or, that doesn't
Yeah.
really help you a whole lot. Here's the aquatic ventures right here.
Oh, great.
So let's see what we get there. Anything else that might be helpful? Hey, there's a Meanders token set. Might load that up. Let's see. Fantastical. Here's the fantasy ones that Bernardo made. I like it. So let's see what we get out of that, because that should be a lot of the things I need to find, like pirate-wise. I'm hoping so, because I don't want to go through thousands of tokens anymore.
No.
Not right now, anyways. So, okay. That should do it. Here's some monster tokens. Okay. Let's see what happens. So let's do pirate. Hey, I like it. We got this guy, Calico Jack, right here. Perfect. Look at that. He's got the black and white mane.
Ooh.
And he has a heavy crossbow, so it fits. So here's Calico Jack.
That's perfect.
And here is Flint Mad Dog McGee. Be this guy right here. This big old Bubba looking dude. And
Can I complain that your C should be small? Because that's what I do.
Say melee.
Oh, I like that token. He's got a tattoo and everything.
Yeah, it's really cool. Now we need to.
Maybe that looks like a guy that come out of the where they make their food. Because doesn't he have a butcher knife?
Yeah.
Like he had a butcher knife. He's the cook. He's like defending the kitchen. Like, stay out of my kitchen.
And the Dark Depth thugs are Sahuagin.
That's great.
So I will look for some Sahuagins.
That's from Villains and Lairs.
Yeah, I guess that'll work. Hey, there's a drow, deep sea drow. Let's see, here's some more deep sea creatures. Sea skull, sea elf. Huh. Interesting. Huh. So, let's see. Wow, these are cool. Huh.
Yeah, but they're pogs, and you don't like pogs.
Yeah. Man.
What's that thing with the blue wings?
It's probably a demon of some sort.
With blue wings?
Could be.
Like turquoise.
Or maybe it's a dragon. Yeah, I think I'll just use these.
I'm looking at it delayed. That's you probably already passed it when I said that.
So I'll just use the pog for now.
Okay.
No big deal. Okay, so that's that. So I'm going to put the thugs on here. Let me go back to pirate.
You need an NPC for your bartender too, don't you?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
So there's that.
Now here I have a question. So if your story is that you have people in the bar and then you have the new people that own the bar and you have your bartender behind the bar,
Yep.
maybe you have a waitress. Do these people just get put on the map? They're not part of an encounter, right? They're on
Well,
the map as
that's a good
not
question. How
okay.
involved do you want them to be in the combat? I think it's better to
Right.
have them as an NPC in case, even if you don't do anything with it. Because it sucks
Okay.
the other way if you don't have a stat block for them. So
Oh
you can
yeah.
just reskin a commoner and add it to the
Mhm.
encounter. So
With
I'll do
8
that.
hit points.
Yeah, or something like that. So here's the
Chris
dark.
Chris says he always puts the patrons on because it makes it more immersive.
Yes, I agree. And it you know, it's boring when you just have pogs with no
They're
you know,
not
no stat
targetable
block.
either, right? Because they're not on the combat tracker because they're not part of your combat.
Well, they could be if you want them to.
But if they're not on the combat tracker, you wouldn't be able to
That's right.
target them, right?
That's correct.
There'd just be a token on the page.
Yep.
Chris said, plus you can use them to save PCs, interrupt, or change events.
That's right.
Good point.
Very good point. So let's see. I want to use. What was the other guy's name? I keep forgetting. Not the McGee guy, but the Calico.
Calico Jack?
Yeah, there he is. All right, here's Calico Jack, Flint, and the Dark Depth Thugs.
That's the Sahugans, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have
How
about
many?
3 of those,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna check the CR here. So it's still a CR3 encounter. So I might put one more in there.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, it's still CR3, but it's a little bit tougher. So here's the ambush for the dock. And I think what we'll do is we'll have the fight, what do you think, outside or inside? Because I doubt the Sahugans will be indoors to start with, unless they're in disguise.
Maybe they attack the people that are coming in the bar before they get in.
Okay,
General Wedge Antilles has a question.
sure.
He says, or she said, what's the focal point of the one shot? Are we finding treasure or a missing person or find a lost civilization?
The focal point for this one is an in-between adventure. So when you're going from like Waterdeep to, you know, let's say you're gonna do, you know, the Salt Marsh game, or maybe you have some sort of nautical adventure theme. This is just kind of to get you from point A to point B. There really doesn't have to be a major focal point. But what I'm thinking is that since Lady Shell said that this is more of a social encounter, and that it happens to be that the people who used to own this bar are upset, and they have hired these pirates to make trouble here so that they can get their establishment back. So it used to be called the Kraken's Rest, but now it is called the Rockport Inn. So what happens here is the players are going to save, you know, without even knowing, they're going to actually save the day at the bar and keep the peace and order just from being at the right place at the right time. So it's really not going to do anything other than boost their reputation, perhaps
Right.
lower some of the costs of their supplies, and even maybe segue into another side quest.
Right. I was thinking maybe the people that owned the bar before, maybe they got foreclosed on, and that's why they're mad that the new people took their bar over and gave it this fancy schmancy name.
So I just put the encounter on my notes there. And now, let's see. I'm going to link it somewhere on this doc thing. That way I don't have to look for it.
Oh, you don't have a story entry yet, though, right?
No.
Okay.
I could tag all this to a story entry if I wanted to. But this is just on the cuff, off the cuff. There's no written script. It's just all basically making up the encounter as you go. And also, let's say you got an hour for prep.
Right.
It wouldn't take long to throw this together. Now, if I already had some names, places, and things created, let's see. Let me go to...
I bet there's a table for that.
Oh, yes. I have the...
Probably in Squareware.
Yes. I have Squareware set right here.
Cool.
There's some story templates. So let's check this out. So, I think we could do any number of things in here. But a silver value tavern. There we go. And this will give us some lore and a menu
cool.
and patrons for this
neat.
actual establishment.
Now, silver value, does that mean like it's not your like poor tavern? It's not like
It could
really
be that,
super
but I think
rich
it's
one?
just a,
Oh, that's a name?
well,
That's a name?
it's kind of a way to distinguish. Yeah, it's like a middle of the road.
Okay.
It's not spendy, but it's not cheap. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's hit generate.
I love this, generate.
Okay.
This is going to make story entries, right?
Yep, kind of. So you have a large, globular, nice stone structure with a straw roof and a throng of weeds that have cracked the pavement. You can change that around to fit your environment. The decor is stuffy, high caliber quality with a decorative glass floor, so you can change that up a little bit. A group
Maybe
of women.
Went a little lower class.
Yeah, I think so. But nonetheless, I mean, you can generate a bunch of stuff from here. Let me try a different one. Squareware. I'm going to keep this story template.
Try copper, he said.
Yeah, copper. There we go. Copper value tavern. Perfect. That's what we want.
Perfect.
All right, let's do that. And this is exactly what Squareware is for. A moderate fat timber building dwelling with a slate roof. That sounds fine.
Well, I don't know about the slate roof, but that's okay.
The sound of strumming of a guitar, and the clonk of shutters firmly shut assails as you enter. That's fine. The place has an indefinable to it. Indefinable to it. The tavern is low value quality with a worn stone floor. It has banded wooded furnishings, including a middle of the road opulent beach chair and a faded pyramidal closet made of walnut. On the north wall, there is a heavy pewter colored drapes, and opposite that have a cobalt colored drapes as well. So the menu is simple enough, judging by the rough menu hammered to the wall behind the counter and the food on the other tables. It seems that there are two main dishes to choose from. Fine coated pork sausage with a bitter smell, and so-so roast hen with liquid deliberately covered with a black grape sauce. So it has the prices set there too. Likewise, there's two main drinks: Falling Lizard Ale and Cow's Milk, which is 12 copper pieces for a half a tankard. So then you got some patrons. Oval the Reckoning, a young dwarf adult. T.S. the Garnet, a middle-aged elf. Aeon the Cow, which is a young half-elf. And S.V. the Cast Iron, an elderly elf woman. That might be our drow.
Sure.
She's squatting beside a slimy marble drinking horn. So
I
this
think we
is
should have some kind of fish on the wall, actually. And how come fish ain't on the menu? Maybe the people are tired of fish, and this is where they go when they don't want to
yeah.
have seafood.
There's probably plenty of that to go around.
Yeah.
If you're on a
Yeah.
ship for a month, you're not gonna want no darn fish. I'll tell you that.
Right.
Let's see. So there's some some color that you can put into this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this here, and I'm gonna change the name here. I'm just gonna call it Rockport Inn.
Oh, sure.
So this will give you some flavor if you run out of ideas.
You do notice that you've got Rockport Inn up above, so maybe you should make...
This is a map.
Okay. Yeah, just wanted to differentiate it from the previous entry.
Yeah, one's an outdoor map.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there's that. Now what we want to do is see if we can come up with some NPCs here. Let's see.
I thought we got our pirates and stuff. Oh,
well, we don't have
the
yeah.
patrons of the bar.
Yeah, we don't have
you
them
need
yet.
your bartender.
Yep.
You
so
need your drow lady.
Yep. So I'm thinking. Commoner. There we go. And he has a little token already.
Cool.
So we can do that. So these are going to be people that are kind of sitting around in the bar. So I will change this.
Yeah, commoners are good to use.
Got 4 hit points.
For your...
Armor class 10. Any alignment.
Well, just because they're in the bar doesn't mean they have
So
to
they have
fight,
1d4 bludgeoning damage, yeah. So if they need to, they can punch or grab something and hit people with it.
Oh, they don't have a weapon?
They have a club, basically.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to change that.
Club with them to the bar.
No, I'm going to call it a... this is going to be a stone cup.
Oh.
No, it's going to be a stein.
Tankard.
Yeah.
How about a pewter stein or pewter tankard or something? That weighs weighs a bit.
Yeah, we'll call it a pewter tankard. So you just come over the top of your head. Any one language. Let's say common.
Yeah.
Skills. Let's give the commoner at least one skill. Maybe history?
Sure.
So
Maybe
in case you ask some questions or something.
Librarian.
So we gave them a history +2. And I'm going to change their stats a little bit. So
how about if another person in the bar can speak... what is it? Sahuagin? Don't they speak Sahug? No, they speak Aquan, right?
Yeah, maybe, but not these guys.
Maybe you have a sea elf, and a sea elf is an enemy of the Sahuagin, but they would speak the same language, right? Because sea elves can speak Aquan. Well, they could. I mean, that's probably not their... I can't.
So
remember.
I just kind of adjusted their stats a little bit so they're not so boring.
Yeah.
And this guy actually has a +1 to armor class for dex, so I'm going to put natural.
Oh, nice. Maybe the armorer came to have a drink after work. I mean, a different person, not this person.
So they have an 11 armor class instead of 10. And I'm going to give them 5 hit points instead of just 4.
Oh, boy.
And I'm going to make these guys neutral So there we go. So I'm going to put them in a different encounter. So if anything happens, they don't have to be a part of the main encounter.
Right.
So these are going to be the bar patrons. So I'm going to go ahead and drag that over. And I'm going to change this to like maybe 5. And let's see what the CR is that. 1/4 CR. And I'm going to put the bartender and all that in here too, once I get that done. So there's the commoners. They have a little bit of hit points and such. And I kept them separate in case they don't fight.
Okay.
Or maybe they don't. Maybe you don't want them to get involved. So I locked that for now. Actually, I'm going to unlock it. So now I need to find that drow bartender.
Lady.
It's a woman, right?
You said she was an elderly woman.
Okay. So, from here, her name is SV the Cast Iron. An elderly elf. So she's old.
She's an elderly drow.
She's got leather clothing, so we'll just give her armor. They're heavy set looking and are squatting beside. Okay. So this is going to be her look to her.
Does that say she's 824 years
524.
old? Wow. Oh, okay.
So she's an older elf woman. So let's go to the library. Or tokens. And I'm going to look for drow.
I know you got some drow somewhere. I think you have them sectioned off, don't you?
Yeah, I have that, and
The
I have a
drow
bunch
are
of
in a different
others.
section?
Yeah. So I'm going to zoom in and see if any of these fit the bill. Because there's going to be a little bit more to her than just, you know, it's a necromancer. I don't think so.
A necromancer bartender.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, that's a little over the top. Drow fighter.
Too bad she couldn't have her lizard with her. You know, the ones that they ride.
Uh-huh. Let's see.
Could be sitting next to the table.
That could be her.
Could get in the fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
Let me look
she
for
can
a
have
bartender.
Crossbow? You have a drow bartender? That guy looks more like a bartender, but that's a guy.
Yeah. Let's see. Bartender.
Oh, there's some, what you call it? Assets. Got some.
Yep. Human
Kids
bird
and
keeper. There's a jackal shopkeeper and an earth keeper. Weird.
I never seen a jackal. Where'd that come from?
An animal pack of some sort.
Oh. Wait. But it's a jackal barkeeper, so it's a humanoid.
Yeah.
Jackal.
It's a jackal. There's some other ones too. Huh. Let's see. We should have made old Jack a jackal. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and look for. I guess we'll look for an elf.
Are those foxes or something?
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, they were. There's some weird animal-like creatures. Okay, so here's some elves. Let's see.
What about the one with that like green thing? The fourth one on the top. Fourth from the left.
This?
White hair. No, top.
That?
You keep your head or behind or something. Fourth from the left. They have like a, looks like they're casting a spell. Yeah, that one.
Yep. That might work. How about this one? An elf female patron. She's got a book in her hand.
What does that say? Spellcaster with the green thing?
It just says elf female patron.
Oh.
It's like sitting in a bar. Okay. Interesting. Hey, here's an elf boy. Yeah, I think we'll just use that one that you suggested.
With
This
the
one?
green.
But is she a cleric?
No.
How about this dark elf captain? It's got an eye
It's
patch.
the top one. Yeah, that one, that one.
Can
Well,
be a
you're
female.
behind, so... Isn't that a female?
It could be either or.
With the green?
No, I'm talking about the
No,
one
not
next
that
to
one.
her.
Oh.
Okay.
Now, you said the stream is behind or ahead? Because
Behind.
I'm looking at what you're doing. Okay, yeah.
It's like 5
Then
seconds behind.
that's not helping when I'm telling you yes, and you're
This one,
already
that
on
one,
the
this
next
one, that one.
It's the fourth
Elf
from
rogue.
the left on the top. It's the one
This
that I
one.
like.
This one.
Stop. Now you're
Wait.
on the fourth row. I wanted the fourth from the left on the top. Yes, that one that you
Okay.
just picked up and dragged out there with
Okay.
the green spell or whatever.
So we'll make her
Like
a little bit more than
okay.
just a common bartender.
Okay.
So let's go to NPCs. Let's find, what's Ariana Wind Call? Medium undead? I don't think so.
Undead. Oh my god. Undead disguised as a drow elf.
Maybe she's a bard.
With lots of makeup on that you can't tell they're really dead.
The vile barber. The barbed. Dire
you do
barnacle.
Need a bard. You do need a bard, remember? That
The
said
dire
that there was
barnacle.
music in the... That's somebody's name?
Sahuagin. That's a creature.
Oh, okay.
Zeb Ashbarrow.
Oh, it has a token? Oh, a token of
The vile barber.
tea or something.
Whatever. Let's think of what she is. Maybe she's an acolyte.
Well, I always thought that because she's making drinks and stuff, that maybe she would be some kind of spellcaster, because she would be like, you know.
Ah, she's a
mixing
Kraken
potions
priestess.
and stuff.
Kraken priestess. Yeah.
Is
That's
she
awesome.
gonna? Yes, Chris said that the Krakens, the thing came through the floor. Maybe she summoned it.
Yeah, there we go. Kraken priest.
Cal just said she could be a doppelganger.
That's true. So let's see.
They keep changing her story.
I know. It's got a big K there.
Dan said, "What about an alchemist?"
You know what? I think I'd be better using a drow priestess, because then she'll have all of her stuff, except for the spells would suck. Yeah, let me, I'll switch the spells out, probably is what I would do.
Yeah, because usually they're like 9th level casters, and I can't see a 9th level caster working in a bar.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because this is a perfect level, actually. Yeah, I'll just leave it. I'm not going to worry too much about it.
What is this one?
It's like 2nd or 3rd level casting.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
She has create or destroy water, command, control water, darkness, water breathing, water walk, call lightning, and Evard's black tentacles. There you go. So maybe those are the tentacles she summons.
Yes.
A kraken speaks through the priest with thunderous voice. Nice.
That's cool.
Voice of the kraken. I like it. Kraken priestess.
The kraken.
Let's see. Let's give her something else. So, skills.
Well, she Gotta have Arcana.
At least religion, right?
Well, that too, yeah. But I think she should have Arcana.
Arcana?
Is Arcana intelligence or wisdom? I always forget.
Intelligence.
Okay. Well, that fits if she's like a wizard, right? Oh, she's a priestess. A priestess is a cleric.
Yeah, so she's got religion,
So
perception.
she's got wisdom. Yeah, perception makes more sense.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna give her a little bit better stats here. She's got a good wisdom. 16 con. Actually, that's decent. I'm gonna give her a little bit better
Wow.
dex.
For a Kraken priest. What is the Kraken priest race?
They can be any race.
Oh, okay.
So I just said
16 con is like, I can't
Yeah.
imagine an elf with 16 con.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose it could be, but
She's got 75 hit points. Whoa.
that's because of the 16 con.
I'm gonna give her 65. I kind of lowered it a little bit.
Okay.
And then any evil alignment. So she's probably neutral evil or chaotic evil.
Okay. Okay, we got 14 people in our chat here. Hey, chat. If you have any suggestions, give us a.
So she's neutral
yell in
evil. Now she may have a real name. So we're gonna use.
If anyone has a name for our Kraken priestess, shout it out in the chat, and we will use the first name that comes up.
So that'll be her non-ID name.
Okay.
And she might be the main villainess here.
Slytherin.
Slytherin.
Okay, now Chris gave one name, Cal just gave a second name. Why don't we use both names, and the second name will be the last name. So let me spell these for you. Let me put my glasses on so I make sure I spell it right.
Okay.
Okay, first name Slytherin, S-L-I-T-H-E-R-I-N. And the last name is Shavas. It's S-H and then a apostrophe, or wait. Yeah, apostrophe. V-A-S-S. Shavas.
Cool. Slytherin Shavas. That's her real name.
Perfect.
So when I put this non-ID name, when we add her to
the V is small. Yeah. Okay, there you go.
Yep. So when I put her in the combat tracker,
she's just going to be Kraken priestess when they look at her.
Yes. Actually, it should be bartender.
Oh yeah, bartender. Yeah. We don't know she's a priestess. She's going to be Lady Bartender, because we're not even going to call her a Kraken. Well, I don't know what. We haven't decided what race she is. She's just a. Oh yeah, she's a dark elf.
Mm-hmm.
No, we're not going to call her dark elf.
No, but that's just her bartender name is what will be there.
The bartender.
Yep. So that's her, and the patrons. So I think that's good enough. I mean, there could be a lot more patrons, but for time's sake, I don't think we need to add too much more.
Dan said, as a priestess, wouldn't it make more sense for her alignment to be lawful evil?
It would, actually, because
of the spell she has?
And her allies.
Oh yeah, they're all lawful, huh? Lawful evil. Oh yeah, when you add her... Oh wait. Oh, that's right. She works in the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she was a carryover from the old one, and they kept her because she's such a good she's such a good bartender.
Maybe, but whenever you change something to the master NPCs, you have to change it also back on the encounter. So I have to delete this and re-add it. If you don't, it won't take the changes.
Yeah, Dave Johnson said the same thing. She was the bartender for the previous owner. The Kraken the bar was named after is her minion.
Yeah.
I love it.
Or she's the minion of the Kraken. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
So here's that. Now she is...
No, she's not a warlock. Okay.
She's hostile, but the people that are in the bar, they're neutrals. So I set them to neutral, and I force her to hostile.
Okay.
But see, this kind of messed it up because now I might have to create a different one for her.
Because she's different alignment?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, and
different,
plus, yeah, I think I'm going to have to create another encounter.
Okay.
So the patrons will be on their own separate one because it breaks the XP thing. Because you may not kill the patrons.
Yeah, right.
So,
because she actually works there, and we don't know that she's like. Well, I mean, the people that own the bar now know that she used to work for the other one, but she's
yep.
probably a really popular bartender, so they kept her on. I mean, why hire someone new that may not be as good and the people of the town may not like as well? I'm going to guess that she uses disguise self to disguise that she's a dark elf.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Because I'm thinking if she was a dark elf, people might be prejudiced against her.
That's better.
Just because not every dark elf is Drizzt.
That's right. So, she's worth, she's a CR5.
Oh, wow, she's strong. So
okay.
we hope that we don't have to fight her.
No doubt.
And we probably will when she's going to bring in the Kraken.
Yep. Okay, so let's set these up. So, I would say, I think for this outside, that's where the Sahuagin are going to, you know, and the thugs. I think that's where they're going to chase the party members into the tavern.
Maybe the people, see, because you have, are the Sahuagins all on a thing by themselves?
Kind of, yeah.
Because I was
the pirates and the Sahuagin.
Maybe the pirates go inside and they chase the people out, and then the Sahuagins get them when they go outside.
There you go. So I will, let's see, how's that going to work? Yeah, I'm going to have to split that up.
It made more work for you.
Yep. Sahuagin.
I'm good at that.
Sahuagins. Let's see. So the Sahuagins. Yep, I think I'm going to have to make another encounter. So now instead of Dock Ambush, it's just going to be the Sahuagins. And I'm going to make another one for the pirates.
Calico Jack. Can't get him.
Yeah, they're over here. Ask the stream if they hear ship sounds and stuff like that.
Why would we hear ship sounds?
Because I have some in the background. I don't think you can hear it.
Well, if I can't hear them, they probably can't hear it. Can you guys? Oh, you can hear ship sounds? Wow. No fair. I can't hear anything.
Well, you don't have your volume up because of the stream.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Okay, so I gotta redo these, I think.
Hey, Lon.
Hey, Lon, what's up?
Chris said she is saying ship, right?
Shit finder, or ship finder.
No, it's one shit.
Oh yeah, the one shit. This is not a one shot, this is a one shit.
That's what Layron's phone likes to call a one-shot. It always re-changes his text.
So, evil pirates. Okay.
Oh, yeah, thugs are the Sahuagin. Okay.
Yep.
We got a bunch of encounters here for one.
This is no longer a one-shot. This is like a two-shot.
Two-shot.
Okay, so out here is the dock ambush. So those are the, yeah, that makes sense. The Sahuagin are out there. Inside, we're going to have a macabre group here. We have the evil pirates, in which they are hanging out, having a beer. There's Calico Jack. Whoa, I forgot to put the grid on it. Don't
You
do
didn't
what
put
I
your,
just did.
you didn't put your combat tracker up anyway.
That's all right.
Don't
I
you have
gotta
to put
put
them
the
on the?
grid
Oh,
on.
you're pre-placing them. Okay.
Yep, I'm gonna pre-place them. So here's the doorway. So it gives me a rough idea. That works.
Yeah,
And
this indoor maps matches perfectly
yeah, it
with the
works out.
wooden floor and everything,
It makes sense.
and the stools and everything, and the way that the tables are kind of looks. It looks like it was something you'd have around a bar. Lon says TPK yet?
Here's Mad Dog. There goes Mad Dog. So these guys are ready to go, just in case.
Wow.
And let's see.
Oh my gosh, how big are you gonna make him?
The evil pirates.
I am Dave Johnson says, he sure looks mad. He
Yeah, he's
does with
Mad
that
Dog.
knife. Mad dog.
Let's see. And the bartender is going to be back here.
Lon asked if we have a TPK yet, and I said, not yet, I'm not in the party.
Okay,
There
so
she is.
she's ready to go.
Brewing up some stuff.
So they're ready to go. We have that
Now,
ambush.
You know how when you pre-place them and then and then when you close it, then they go away.
Mm-hmm.
But isn't she supposed to be in the bar? I guess you would
She
load her
is.
encounter first, right?
She is in the bar.
No, but I mean, she's gone, so
Well,
you would load her encounter first.
You would place them as you came in the doorway, so it's not that big
okay.
a deal. I'm gonna put the thugs around now.
I'm just being picky.
Yep. So I'm gonna go ahead and place them ahead of time. So this one comes up from here, from the ocean.
Yeah.
This one comes up from
sneaking up the back door.
And then the other ones are going to be on this side. There we go. So there's the thugs. So we'll go ahead and close that.
Are you going to put anyone still in the water? No? Okay.
Nah, not this time.
Okay.
Okay.
Like they're heading up, or what is what I meant.
So what you could do here is make a little story entry. Stick this thing down in your hotkeys.
Yep, hotkeys are fantastic. I love them. So that's all
that's
your
the
notes.
lady's shell.
That's your story entry.
Yep.
I mean, it's taking the place of your story entry.
You can do a little bit of more story, like you can take squareware and add more flavor to the buildings, or if you want to use it for NPCs. So let's go to story templates, and let's look at some personalities here. Attacked by NPCs. So this tells you what the attacks are. Dwellings, let's see. I want to find like personalities. Let's see. Villain. Okay, so we're going to use some of this information for the main villainess, or maybe this would be for the pirates. So I'm going to hit generate. Okay, so we would just ignore the stats, but we could use the crimes. So counterfeiting, kidnapping, murder. That sounds perfect.
Yep.
And here's some plate armor. And yeah, so we can use all of this.
Maybe they are these aren't people that come Are they offloading, like they kidnap somebody and they have it the person
Mm-hmm.
inside the boat?
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe you find out after the aftermath that there is someone on the ship that needs to be rescued.
Rescued.
So you have to go
Yep.
back to the ship and try to get them out of there. Let's see, treasure roller. So,
Well, if you're not a murder hobo and you keep somebody alive, you can interrogate them and find out what the heck is going on and that there's somebody left on the ship.
so here's some treasure. So if you wanted to build a parcel to go with this, you could do that. So
Cool.
this is a low-level treasure pile.
Right.
So you can build your assets with this. So that would work. So I might use this later on if I want to award the treasure for them. It's already rolled up. Here's some subquests.
Well, I'm thinking that the Calico Jack guy is going to have something good on him
Yeah, you would think so.
because he is the head of the people that are attacking, the pirate people that are attacking. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe the Sahuagin ain't going to have
Right.
too much on them, but since he's a pirate,
Yeah. So
I'm
back
sure
here,
he stole stuff.
what we can do is build a table or use an
Uh-huh.
existing table to generate treasure and link it
Sure.
back here. So let's go to tables. Let's see. I see. Random treasure tables. Okay. So these are just random treasure types.
Dan
Magic items.
suggests a ship's manifest, which includes prisoners in the inventory of Slytherin the Priestess, would
Okay.
also inform the party.
Yeah, that would be a great way to tie the lore together. So what you could do with that is make a parcel.
With the manifest as an
Yep.
item.
Yep.
Cool.
And make a new section.
As everybody turns to the bartender. What? You are a priestess of the Kraken? And she lets down her disguise and says, "Ha ha ha ha, of course I am."
Okay, so I have my own section now. And now I'm going to start building some parcels. So I think maybe what? Well, how much coin should we have with this, or any at all, with the manifest?
Um,
'Cause it depends on where they find it. Are they finding it on his body, or are they
did
finding it in a...
a chest in his cabin.
Okay. So, this is Calico Jack's chest, right?
Yeah. And it's gonna be booby trapped so that somebody has to
Oh,
unlock
cool.
it.
That's cool. All right, so
And
here's the
hopefully that the
chest.
party has a rogue, not like our game that we played yesterday with no rogue.
Okay, so Calico Jack's chest. So I'm going to go to items. I'm going to do a search here.
Is there items in that villains and whatever, or the pirate module that you
There
have?
probably
Or that's
is.
just NPCs?
No, it's got a little bit of everything.
I'm gonna say there should be some gemstones in there. There you go, amethyst. I just saw amethyst and amber.
Right. Let me see something here. Let's go with... Well, let's do the chest. So here's the chest itself. That could be considered a treasure. An intricately carved chest.
Okay. And
It's
I want
worth
it to have like
100.
a bronze lock.
Right, but it's worth
Okay.
100.
Cool.
Okay.
What's a drum chest? Is that what that says? Yeah.
Says a hidden hatch on one of the shoulder straps. I'm not sure.
Okay. I don't know.
It's commonly used to temporarily conceal loot after a spree of pickpocketing.
So this is a chest that doesn't have anything in it in that particular parcel.
Well, I'm just gonna put everything in it. If you pick up the chest, you get the. If you pick it up, you get the chest too. That's worth 100.
Yeah, but you gotta unlock it.
Yes.
And it's got a poison dart. How about a drow poison? No, that's right. It's not hers. It's Calico Jack.
Okay, so there's
did we give him a race?
Not really.
Wasn't he huge or something?
No.
I thought he was really big.
No, that's the other guy.
Which guy?
Mad Dog. He's big.
Oh, okay.
So we got a mapper scroll case.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make a copy of this scroll.
Maybe it's a map to buried treasure.
Yep.
I don't know.
And then I'm gonna change it. Non-ID name is a scroll.
Okay.
So there's this manifest. And then you would just put in whatever lore you wanted to.
Dan says Calico Jack should be a tabaxi.
I agree.
I love it.
Yep. So this manifest.
Hey, it's Rob. Hey, Rob.
Manifest is a detailed account of.
It's an inventory of Slytherin, the priestess. So it's going to tie it to her so that like it gives away her like secret identity that nobody knows. We are building an ocean-themed encounter with the help of our chat here.
And the
good ideas.
Oceanic theme.
Yeah. Didn't I say that?
Oh,
I didn't say one-shot. An oceanic themed one-shot. Hey, Shadzar. He said, wait, FGC was streaming on a Rob night? And he's got like a crying face. Dan, everybody gets to hear the sounds but me. I gotta like.
So Calico ship manifest. So that's, I mean, if I was gonna make this into a real adventure, I'd have a lot more detail. I'd have actually photo of the manifest linked in here.
That would be cool. Hey, I'm gonna mute myself so I could just listen to the sound just for a second.
Okay. And I'll put some coins in here. How much coinage should we do? Maybe 50 gold or something. There we go. So 50 gold, 22 silver pieces, 113 copper. And then the manifest, the chest, and the scroll case. So this will be Calico Jack's chest, in which, since we don't really have his room detailed, I'm just going to link it right to Calico Jack. Let's see.
Okay, that's enough sounds. That was cool. I like that.
Okay, so Calico Jack's chest. I'm just gonna link it right to Calico Jack.
Sure. It's like in his
Yeah.
pocket or something.
Well, it's not in his pocket,
Wait.
but when he... I just have it there so I can find it if I need it handy.
Remember there's that thing called a foldable raft or something? Maybe he's
Mm-hmm.
got a foldable chest.
I doubt
You
it.
know, it folds into like a piece of paper, and then you like open it up like 3D printing or something.
Okay, so there's the cargo. Yep. So this is basically the cargo manifest. And let's see. Got that. So they start off here. And they get their leave for the weekend. So they don't have to stay on the ship. And then they go to the docks and they find the Rockport Inn. Then here's the interior. And then you got the bar patrons, which I haven't placed yet. So I need to place these guys.
Did you already make up a different encounter for them?
Yep.
Okay.
So the bar patrons are just going to be randomly placed here. So we'll have one over here. One there. And one there.
Oh, that looks like a the commoner. I recognize that. Isn't that from the SRD?
I think so.
These guys come in here. Don't they know the sign says no shirt, no shoes, no
Yeah, no service.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well,
Who
apparently
said that?
not because they.
Jeff Spicoli.
I don't know, but Kenny Chesney sings no shirt, no shoes, no problems.
It was not Jeff Spicoli, but it was something to do with Fast Times.
Oh, I don't know.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Okay, so that's that. So basically, they're just sitting around here drinking, blah blah blah. Okay, that's that. So here's the notes in case you need some flavor for the interior.
Okay, and don't forget your bartender, or did you put her on?
Yeah, she's already on up here.
Ah, Rob rated us with a party of 7. Yay.
Hey!
Thanks, Rob.
Okay, so basically, that took a little bit more than an hour, but if we weren't talking and I just was constantly going...
yeah, and if you had your tokens ready.
Yeah, if I had my
took a while.
tokens figured out and my names, it wouldn't take so long. This would probably take me a whole 40 minutes tops. Because
Yeah.
I only built a couple things, switched over a couple NPCs, made a few new sections, and then linked them all together. And you can run this thing and just do Theater of the Mind. You don't have to have a story. You can kind of make the story up as you go. So what was the story? Let's get that straight. So you're on a voyage for a month. You dock at the bay or whatever, sitting at the dock of a bay. And
Otis Redding.
Yep, listen to some Otis Redding. And then your ship captain gives you leave for 24 hours. So you kind of wander around the docks and take in the sights. And then as it gets dark, you end up going to this Rockport Inn. And inside, there's a scuffle. And the priest...
Some pirates come in.
Some pirates come in and start trouble with you and some of the patrons. And then the priestess stands by to see what happens. And if it looks like the pirates are winning, she would probably keep her identity safe. But
Right.
if the pirates were losing, she would summon Evard's black tentacles somewhere in the bar to slow the characters down. And if they made it past there, she would flee out that back door along with, what's-his-face, Calico Jack. And he'd probably leave Mad Dog there to you know, to see what happens. And then if they go outside, the Sahuagin thugs are out there waiting for them. And if they make it past the Sahuagin thugs, then they'll go back to the ship and they'll discover the chest, and it has the manifest that ties in the priestess with the pirates.
Didn't you name the dock after me? Or did you name
No,
the
the
ship
ship.
after me?
Lady Shell is
Oh,
the name of
okay.
the ship. The Lady Shell. That's the name of the ship. Lady Shell. It's a big oyster, a big clam, and... Or
The
is it
ship?
turtle shell?
The turtle. It has a...
No.
Yeah, that's what the bowsprit has. It
Yeah.
has a turtle face on it.
A big sea turtle, like a sea dragon or something.
Yeah.
Cool. So basically, that's all you'd have to do is just kind of pull together what you already have and all your different assets. So in this set, I used Game Tile Warehouse maps and assets. I used
And squareware?
Squareware, yep, for some story ideas and some inspiration. And then I used some Cobalt Pressed products, a bunch of
Oh, that's
third-party
right.
stuff. We used a little bit of Rob stuff, I think, somewhere in here. And we also just kind of threw together something so that you can do a quest in between adventures. So if you were like not really prepared, but you wanted to run something for your friends, you could just throw something together. It's pretty simple with Fantasy Grounds once you have all your names, places, and things figured out. It don't take a whole lot. And your tokens. I mean, it doesn't take long at all. Once you have everything, you just link everything together and call it a day. And then I would just take this notes here and shortcut it down to the bottom. And when you bring this back up, you're ready to go. I'd have all this stuff lined up though. I wouldn't have it all over the place. So if I was going to do the maps, I would have all this stuff resized and ready to go. So I don't have to move it around. And then I just recenter it. That way, when you're playing, you're not spending all day trying to fix this stuff. So I would just have all that layered out, ready to go. Also, I'd probably preload it if I had a bunch of people from all over the world. I go to sharing and click preload image. So that way, when they connect to the table, I don't have to dick around and wait for them to load. So all those things are preloaded. So I think next time we're on here, I want to grab some staff members and run them through this. What do you think?
That would be fun.
Just for the hell of it, just kind of check things out, see how well it works, and then have
Maybe that could be your first team building.
Yep.
That get together. That would be fun.
So I might do this again and just bring in some people and run a short, 3-hour game maybe.
Yeah, that wouldn't take too long because we don't have too much going on there.
Nah, you get there.
Unless you make up something.
Well, I do, unfortunately. That's why mine take forever.
That's why we run over all the time.
That's right.
Hey, Londell subscribe. Thank you for the subscription, Londell.
So this is basically just for fun and to show people how to use the software. And also, we might run this maybe in the next couple days just to see how it flows. And then I'll go back and change all the details and tidy everything up, fix everything, change titles around, do all that fancy stuff. Because I don't really want to work on it too much if it sucks. So I want to make sure that it's smooth, it runs well, and that it, it has some cohesion. Otherwise, it's not worth running. So any questions in the chat before we go?
Rob just subscribed too. We got 2 subscriptions. And I didn't even subscribe. I'm trying to subscribe, but Amazon is being fussy with me. Ah, Dragon Bait subscribed too. Thank you, everyone.
Cool. Hey, Rob, Dragonbait. Haven't seen you guys in a while. Or at least Dragonbait. Haven't seen him in a while. Let's see. I think we're gonna call it a wrap. What do you think, Shell?
Let my thing go through first.
Okay.
I'm trying to pay. You know
I
how
just
slow
got
my
off stream.
internet is. You
Yep.
did.
What did you work on?
What?
What did he work
I'm
on?
trying to.
Module.
I'm trying to
Oh yeah.
subscribe.
Module Creation Monday, don't you know?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
That's right. What were you working on,
there.
Robbie? Ah,
Whoops.
cool. Azamar and Tiefling race stuff. Boy, does that sound like it's coming up.
How come my thing? Oh, it did go through. See, I've got a subscription too. We got 4 subscribers already.
Rob was chatting up some lady on the phone, not working. Okay.
Oh,
I think I
you did that on the stream?
probably. He's probably talking to his friend Mrs. Fokter, Fokter. Mrs. Fokter. Whoa, what's that?
He cheered 5,000.
What?
You creep! You went over me. That's too funny.
So I want to look at the assets real quick before we leave.
Okay.
So what we used is Rob Tui's coding effects modules. I don't think I used anything out of the Pirate Adventures. I did not use anything out of the Encounters of the Savage Seas. But I did use something out of the Smuggler's Grotto, which is probably one of the villains. And probably the Squareware for sure. Maybe it's these Captains and Cannons, or the Villains and Lairs. That's probably where a couple of those villains came from.
Was that where your Sahugans came
I think
from?
so. So that's what I used for this. And then the ship starter meanders too.
Oh, that's right. That's where our boats came from.
That's right.
Is that, wait, where'd the docks come from?
That's from the ship starter meander. The other meanders come from the city one they just did.
Oh, the inside one.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So that's that.
So that was fun.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Thanks everyone for coming and helping us build stuff. And you'll have to come back when we get actual people on the table to actually play this. That should be fun.
Rob says he's a creep for Radiohead.
That's because I called him a creep for outbidding me.
Good night, Rob. Pass out now. You might wake up to a burrito.
Oh no, another one?
Yeah, Squareware is awesome. It really does work. All you have to do is just take a little bit of that information and switch around to fit into your actual campaign. The burrito was awesome.
Burrito.
The aftermath was not.
I would.
Later,
so.
Rob.
That would take me twice. I would have
he had to eat it.
Meals.
Yeah, he grubbed it, and
it
then
was huge.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, see you, Rob. Thanks for stopping in.
Later. Bye, guys. Talk to you later.
Bye.